Welcome back to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. Today we've got this Dornoch Thompson Bros blend, which is a 1969 spirit drink and 2017. So 1969 and 2017. It's 40.1% ABV. There's Caol Ila in there, I believe, 11-year-old at 12.2% of the composition. There's 19.4% of Dornoch's own cask number 0, and the rest is a blended malt from 1969, so 68.4% of the composition is this blended malt that dipped below the percentage for it to be called whisky. So it's called a blended spirit drink. It was £85. I split this with a friend. This is my second bottle of this, so I've already finished one of these bottles and I thought it would be time to review it. We'll get right down to it and see what it has to offer. It's quite an interesting one, to be honest. Yeah, it's got a strange nose. I'm getting sweet brandy, something like Calvados or something. There's icing sugar. It is quite a sweet nose, but there's also like pipe tobacco there, a little peppery as well. There's peaches, specifically like peaches you'd get in a tin rather than just fresh peaches. Don't ask me what the difference is, maybe just the aluminium or the tin, the kind of tin smell, just the way they're stored. They're like I said, there is a bit of, so it's obviously got Dornoch's own whiskey in it. I don't know if that was quite whiskey yet, but it's got a youthful element to it. It's obviously got 11-year-old Caol Ila in there, but yeah, it feels a little bit youthful on the nose, but as well at the same time there's quite an aged element to it. It's a weird one. Like I said, I think if you were to get this blind, it would completely screw you up. You wouldn't know what the hell was going on, because you could almost think that it was a brandy or something, or a young whiskey or an old whiskey. There's coffee cake as well on the nose. There's quite a lot going on this nose, and I'd probably say there's like something sour, but I don't know what the hell that is. I've got no idea. There's just something sour. So the palate, yeah, the palate's rather thin, but that's expected with the kind of 40.1% ABV, the reduction factor of it, but it's not bad. There's still like a lot of flavours going on there. There's green apples, there's some oak there for sure. It's definitely got a hefty amount of oak. It's got caramel elements, caramel flavours throughout it. It's also got a kind of wonderful funkiness about it. I can't quite put my finger on what that is yet. There's some ashy smokiness and a little bit of a kind of dominating grain element, or how would I describe it? It's like a grain whiskey almost flavour or profile that I'm feeling that's a little bit off-putting for me, but it might not be for other people that are into grain whiskies. But yeah, I know there's no grain. I'm pretty sure it is a blended malt. There's no grain in here, but it's just weird. It is the label of the bottle is a kind of trippy acid design from 1969, and this is, yeah, it's weird, it's trippy, it's confusing. It's got me all confused.
What the hell is even that?
The finish, surprisingly long, with a lot of tobacco and oak. There's also some whispers of peat, quite a light, delicate touch of peat, or maybe peat smoke, and there's a kind of gummy flavour or gummy element that reminds me of rums. Yeah, like a rum. So there you have it. It's a brandy, it's a rum, it's a grain whiskey, it's a young whiskey, it's an old whiskey. Yeah, it's confusing and it's thrown me off, and I'm not sure whether I enjoy it or not. It's so confusing. It's not one for. It's quite easy to drink. Let's put it that way. It's not off-putting really, other than the grain element to me. But like I said, with it being kind of similar to brandy and rum somehow, it is one that you could probably drink in the summer quite easily. I did read one review online and someone called it dog shit. I don't think it's quite dog shit. It's just confusing. I don't think it's amazing. But yeah, I don't think it's dog shit. Anyway, we'll get down to the review. And if you're new here, how I rate my whiskies is on 3 factors. Would I buy it again? Do I think it's worth it? And would I recommend it? If we get 1 out of 3, it's a whiskey bin. If we get 2 out of 3, it's a whiskey win. So we can't call it a whiskey win. We can call it a spirit drink win or a spirit drink bin.
You're a funny guy.
So yeah, would I buy it again? Nah, it's a nice experiment. It's a nice kind of funky whiskey, but it's not one that I would go searching for immediately. It's one that would be great in a blind tasting for sure. It is confusing as hell. I wonder if I would even guess that it's not whiskey, which it technically isn't. But yeah, it's really funky. So do I think it's worth it? £85. I don't think the price point's bad. It's expensive because it's not whiskey, but at the same time you're getting a drink from 1969 in there, at least 68%, so we'll say at least almost 70% of the makeup of this is whiskey from 1969, which is quite fantastic. But does that warrant the £85 price mark? What I'll say is I'm glad I've split it. I think I tried this at the Glasgow Whisky Festival and quite enjoyed it, but I did have a few other drams before that. But yeah, I'm glad I've split this because I don't think 85 is worth it to me. Now that I've spent time with it and had that other bottle, which I think is what, 20 cl? Yeah, 20 cl. Is it 20 cl? Yes. So I've already drunk 20 cl of it, and yeah, like I say, I don't think it's worth the £85. Would I recommend it? Yes. It's at least 1 out of 3. I would recommend it because I think it's quite confusing, and I would hope other people would be confused and not just be able to nail exactly what it is. It's weird, it's wonderful, or is it wonderful because I'm giving it a whiskey bin? Yeah, I suppose it is wonderful. It's just confusing. That's the best way to describe it. If you want to throw yourself off, if you want to try something different, then yeah, you should definitely try this. But in this scenario, unfortunately, it's a whiskey bin. Like I said, not dog shit, but not amazing. It's just, it's something. So thanks for watching. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Wins. I'll see you later.